Alright, this is going to be a lesson on Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd by request. We're going to start out, we have these chords. We have a series of chords here to get it going. We got G, D, and then E minor, and then the E minor again. And then we got F, C, D. D twice. So again, we're going to do that. And in the beginning of the song, you just strum each one time, 2 times through the whole sequence. Now there's a little riff you can throw in here at the end. When you're kind of in this D shape, you can go. So that's open to 2 on the G string, hitting that 3 on the 2nd string. The last time you don't necessarily hit that 3. But so let's look at that if we had that little riff at the end. So we got the G, D, E minor, again, and then F to C. And let's do that little riff. Okay, so let's count that in. 3 and 4 and. So there's multiple guitar parts going on. So one of the ones that you could end with those 2 D chords at the end of the phrase is you could do this D sus. That's where you got your pinky down in there on the 3rd fret and the bottom string. Back to a regular D, and then to an open bottom string, which is a D sus 2, back to D, where this other one was a D sus 4, the pinky one. Okay, so let's say, then we're going to get into the strumming of it. So the strums are going to have the same chords, but it's going to be like. So the strum is basically like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but if you listen to the song really closely, they really change where the accents are. So there's tons of different ways that it's kind of done, but this is your basic thing. We could end with that sus thing. This time we'll end it with that other riff. Okay, so after 2 times of just 1 strum each, and then 2 times of strumming through that whole progression, then the verse begins. And the verse is going to be the same thing 4 times, and it's going to have the little riffs at the end. So let's say we're doing the verse. 3 and 4 and. So let me count you in for these last 2 verses here. 3 and 4 and. So after those 4 times of that for the verse, we're going to go F to C to D twice. And then we're going to repeat that. We're going to do that a total of 3 times. Okay, then we're gonna have the instrumental 2 times. All right, so this is gonna be that little slide solo. We're gonna start with 5 to 8 on the B string. So that's 7, 8, 7. So that longer phrase was, so you got 8, 8, 7, and then 5, 3. And then 5, 7, 3, 5. Then we're gonna go 5 to 3. Then we're gonna switch strings. We're gonna go 4, 4, 5. And that was 6 to 5 on the B string. And then 5 to 5. So that was 5, 4, 5, 7. And then it kind of has a little, that's 7 to 6, and then lower 7. Back to the 7. Look at that again. Okay, so that's a little slide solo. So let's move on. We're going to go through the, I'll just do the verse like 2 times instead of 4, but there will be 4 in these. So it'll be like 3 and 4 and. So if that was the 4th one, we're going back into that F, C, D, D thing. This time we're going to do it 4 times, and then we're going to be into the big guitar solo. See how that kind of added a lot of strums, junk, 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 junk. So that F, C, D, D part kind of does have that. When you get to that second D, it's kind of like all chugging, junk, 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 junk. So let's try that again. 3 and 4 and. Two more times. Then we're going to get into the solo. The solo is going to be G and B flat. I like to do it like with my first finger, just getting those top 3s, and then 5th fret C chord. Now you could do this like power chords. So 5 and 7 would be the G one, and then 8 and 10 would be the B flat, and 10 and 12 would be the C. So that's kind of your basic little strum thing. Bum, 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 bum. You could also do it with these chords. So that's the basic strum. Now what's going to happen is there's going to be like 2 times to set up the solo, then the solo begins. And then we're going to have like 4 more of these. Now, after those first 4, we're gonna have a thing that's kind of like a 2 hits thing. Okay, so there's 4 sets of that. Then we come back into a regular strum. And there will be 4 more of those. Now, after those 4 of those, we're going to have a little riff that's going to go at the end of the little thing. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that 5 kind of hits at the same time as a new G chord, so you can kind of skip it and go to the chord if you want. So it kind of waits and doesn't. That's called a little chromatic walk up there. Okay, so after that, we're gonna get into a couple normal strums. One more of those. And then we're gonna get into stops where we hit twice. And there's like 4 or 5 of those. Then we get in back to a regular strum, and then we're gonna get into a gallop, which is like, so it's bum bada bum bada bum bada bum bada. And there's gonna be 8 sets of that gallop. Now, if you find that gallop too difficult to like play with the record because it's kind of going pretty fast, you could just be like, it's kind of doing something a little bit more straight. 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now we're getting towards the end of the solo here after we have all those gallops. After the 8th gallop, we're gonna have like a normal strum, but it's gonna hit that B flat on the way back down to starting over. So there's a couple of those, then you go into kind of normal strums. You might have a couple more of those on the way out, and it fades out pretty quick after that. So there's only one more thing I wanted to go over, and that was like if you wanted to do like a finger picking thing on that main chord progression. To kind of sort of simulate the sound of the piano, you know. So all I'm doing is hitting a chord once, and then like the bass note of that chord or the lower part of the chord, and then just going each string from the high string down, each with a different kind of finger, you know. So G, all right, Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd by request. Thanks for all these requests. I'm getting to them as quick as I can. Obviously, if I already know the tune, like I've known that tune for decades, it's a lot easier to kind of throw it together quick. But I'm going to keep looking at all the requests you guys have sent in. Please keep sending them in. Please like and subscribe. And I'm Damon Wood. Thanks for checking out Damon's Baritone Uke joint, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.